Hi guys, welcome back to another video from BioBuddy, and in today's video we'll be studying about the common hepatic duct, the cystic duct, the pancreatic duct, and how are these glands secreting their hormones or whatever, or their secretions inside the small intestine's duodenum, right? So in this video we'll be moving forward with the liver and all these accessory glands which are present in our digestive system, right? So let's continue. And if you guys haven't watched the last videos, you should just go and watch them first, because we are going step by step, right? It is like a ladder, and if you're not climbing the first one, obviously you'll be falling down. So if in case you didn't need that, just go and watch those videos, and then you can come back to this one very soon. Thank you guys, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe all my videos, because as you all know, we're working hard for you. And if you guys need any doubt, any kind of problem, then you can just put down in the comment section below, right? So let's continue with this video. And in this video we will be studying about the glands, right? So now we know that this is the liver, right? So if this is the liver secretes what? Produces bile juice, right? So if the liver is secreting the bile juice, what is happening? The liver is secreting the bile juice. From the liver, the bile juice enters the common hepatic duct, which is the CHD, and through this common hepatic duct it moves through the cystic duct. Now what is cystic duct? We've already studied this before, that when the bile juice is being formed, if the formation of the bile juice is taking place, and if the bile juice is formed in very excess amount, so what happens, that excess amount is being stored in the gall bladder, right? So this is the gall bladder, and from the gall bladder the duct that is coming out is known as the cystic duct. So what happens, the common hepatic duct and the cystic duct together, they join and they form the common bile duct, which is also known as the CBD. So this is the common bile duct. So now what happens, bile juice is being secreted. As soon as there is excess of bile juice, it is being present in the gallbladder, it is taken to the gallbladder. Now here the bile juice is being stored. Now if it needs to come out, it will come out through the cystic duct. Now what happens through the stomach? What is happening? We're just drawing these things just to give you a graphical representation of how is it being done, right? So now what will happen, now we'll talk about pancreas. Through the pancreas, the pancreatic duct is coming out. Now what happens, all of this together come, and their secretions are coming along with them. From the pancreas, the pancreatic secretions are coming, the pancreatic juice is coming through the pancreatic duct to this opening, and through the liver, through the common hepatic duct, cystic duct, together they form the common bile duct, and through the common bile duct, what is coming out? Bile juice. So as the bile juice is coming out, and from the pancreas the pancreatic juice is coming out, so all of them will together pressurize and lead to the opening of this sphincter, which is known as the sphincter of Oddi. Now through this sphincter, what will happen? Through this sphincter, the juices will move on to the duodenum of the small intestine. So that means when we are in the stomach, none of these secretions are being released in the stomach. These secretions are only being released as soon as we are entering the small intestine, and in the small intestine also, where? In the duodenum, because duodenum is the first part of the small intestine which is opening through, right? So have you all understood this? You must have understood, because this is a very common thing, right? Now what happens, as soon as there is a circulation of food taking place inside the body, due to the circulation there is a pressure which is being built. Now where is this pressure being built? This pressure is being built on this opening, which is known as the sphincter of Oddi, and this opening helps in the pushing of the juices which are being secreted by these glands. Now what happens, as soon as the secretions are being released, what is happening? All of these secretions are moving to the duodenum of the small intestine, right? Let me just change the marker, guys. So what happens now, as soon as this secretion is being done, sphincter of Oddi is opened and bile juice is being released, what happens? After this, the process is over. Now if there is an excess of bile juice, where will it go? The bile juice will be going to the gall bladder. This is the gall bladder for the storage. Now what happens during the storage? In the storage, what will happen? The gall bladder will concentrate the bile juice 5 times its normal concentration, right? If it is concentrated at 1x right now, after some amount of time, after its storage, it will be concentrated 5 times its normal concentration. So therefore the storage will be 30 to 35 ml of this will be stored, right? Now I hope you guys have already understood this, right? So now we'll move on to the composition of bile juice. Now the first point is it is bitter. So how is it bitter? It is very viscous in nature. So it is bitter, it is dark green color, and about 500 to 1000 ml per day it is being secreted, right? The pH is 7.7 to 8.6 and H2O is 85%, right? So the concentration of water, it is 85%. So the rest of it, right, so the rest of 15%, where will it go? The rest of the 15% is made by mucus plus the bile pigments. They're making 3% of the bile juice. Next is bile salts, they're making 10%. Then is fat, 1%, cholesterol 0.3%, and inorganic salts, they are 0.7%. So this is the composition of bile juice, and these are the concentration of its constituents, right? Have you guys understood? I hope you have. So what is this now? Sodium glycolate and potassium tamocholate. What are these? These are actually bile salts, right? So what is let me just tell you first. These are the salts, right? Glycolate and tamocholate. Let me just change the marker, guys. Right. So what happens? This whole is the salts. Now what happens? This refers to the acids. These are the acids, and when the acid is combining with bile salts, it leads to the formation of bile salts. So this whole is the bile salts that we are talking about, right? So what happens now? What happens? Let me just rub it. What happens now? As soon as the lipid molecule enters our body, it is in this form. Several globules. This is the lipid. Now what happens? Bile salts, they act on this lipid and they lead to the formation of bile salts. They're acting on it and it leads to the formation of smaller micelles like structure. So these micelles like structure, what are they doing? These micelles like structure, they're basically the smaller and precise portion which is soluble, more surface area, as you can see, there is more surface areas compared to the bigger one, because yes, whenever we're talking about absorption, what happens is digestion. This is the process which is happening, right? So this process itself is known as emulsification of fats or lipids. Emulsification. In this, now what happens? Bile salts again will act and they will lead to the conversion of triacylglycerol, and it will be converted to monoacylglycerol and fatty acid, right? So now this is all about the bile salts. Now let's talk about bile pigments. As we all know that RBC's life cycle is 120 days. So what happens after that? After 120 days, RBCs die, and when they die, they lead to the formation of two bile pigments, and these pigments are known as bilirubin and biliverdin. And these pigments are giving, let me just write it down here, color to the excreta or faces, right? So I hope you guys have understood the meaning and where is the gland present, where is it all present, and how is the emulsification of fats taking place. And I hope you guys like this video. I hope you understood each and every point, and if there's any point, if I am going too fast, you can just slow down the video, you can just click the pause button, and then you can pace it up according to your speed, right? So thank you guys and have a nice day. Do subscribe my channel, like, share my videos, and if there's any doubt, just put that in the comment section below. Guys, take care. See you in the next video.